about a Filipino president, and this particular chapter in his life. Bakit? Marami tayong alam na kwento kay ano. Pero itong pelikula, this particular chapter in his life, hindi ko alam.
I think that's for me, because I came up with the idea. And I came across a story over 10 years ago. And it's actually a very funny story. I don't know if you want me to go into it, but yeah, I will. What the heck? When Laurie and I were first married, I'm going back 35 years. We've been married for 35 years now. When we first got married, we went back to England, which is where I was from originally. I have to also add that I was born in England. I'm originally a Brit, but I have lived most of my life in the Philippines. So, talaga, I'm really Pinoy. I'm puti lang, but Pinoy. At heart. And we got married, and we went back to England to see my family. And we went to a wedding, and I'm Jewish. It was a Jewish wedding. And halfway through the wedding, as in every wedding, they start singing Kavan Nagila. And Laurie started singing along with it. How do you know Kavan Nagila?
What was the song again?
Kavan Nagila. It's a Hebrew song.
Ah, okay.
And they start dancing with the legs.
How do you know Kavan Nagila?
I see movies.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was my question to her. And she was saying, well, we used to sing this as kids in the street. And I said, it's a Hebrew song. And she said, no, it's a dialect. I said, no, I think you'll find it's a Hebrew song. So when we got back to the Philippines, I also have to add, I'm a terrible Jew. Because I never go to synagogue. And I go to church much more often than I go to synagogue. But, so we went to the synagogue for me to find out. And I went with a friend. And I asked him, do you know why my wife knows how to sing Kavan Nagila and why they were singing it in the streets when she was growing up? And he explained the whole story. Ah, yeah, there's a very good reason. And if you go into the synagogue, they have a whole room at the back about the history of Jews in the Philippines. And it was so interesting. And the story about Quezon, because I didn't know it, the story about Quezon saving the Jews from Germany was mind-boggling. But all of the Jewish community in the Philippines knew it. What I found out, I then started to research it because I thought, this is way back, 10 or so years ago, this would make a great movie. So when I started researching it, what I found out was that it wasn't commonly known by Filipinos. And I thought, this is a story that needs to be told. It needs to be told because it was a remarkable feat of humanity that has been lost. And I need to bring it back so that people know about it. And that was really the start of the development of the movie.
Okay, ayun Tita Ethel.
He did all he possibly could do to help rescue fellow human beings from tyranny and persecution. I believe if it wasn't for the invasion of Japan here in the Philippines, that he would have saved a lot more lives. And for that one act alone, for just that act, President Quezon should be remembered forever. Because now, today, after 80 years, persecution, prejudice, anti-Semitism is rearing its ugly head again. And this movie proves that history repeats itself. That's all I want to say.
Nice, thank you for that.
And that,
Go ahead, Direct.
And that is why I hired him to play Paul McNutt.
I'm on the side of Raymond Bagatsing, which, by the way, most of my scenes were with him and with Paul here. And we just had a great rapport together as actors. Very considerate, very sincere. You couldn't ask for anything more to bring onto the set. Because the first day of shooting a movie is the most nerve-wracking scene of, well, how are you going to get along with your fellow actors? But no problem here. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jim.
What could have been the difference kung halimbawa ang isang Pinoy ang nag-direct nito? At ano ang kaibahan ng version nyo sa kung sakaling magiging version ni Yorol Tarok dun sa kanyang Quezon?
I think yung advantage namin dito is because it's coming from a Jew na who really understands the history and the significance of what happened. Kasi it resonates not just in our country but it should resonate worldwide yung effect ng ginawa ni President Quezon. So I think it's grander in a way because it's coming from somebody who's recognizing and thanking that achievement, that very outstanding effort. And I think that's why it lent the story parang more credence and it made it more emotional. So alam niya saan susundot yung lungkot, saan kailangan patawanin muna natin kasi susunod malungkot na. Something like that. So yeah, I think because he has experienced discrimination and also firsthand being a Jew, mas ramdam mo, mas personal na yung dating.
Mas diretso kasi yung plot nung Archie. Alam mo yung, di ba? Ang linaw ng mensahe eh.
Okay.
Hindi to pinalayo, may particular silang tinakil dito sa pelikulang ito, which is very, very significant, timely, and timeless nga, sabi ni Ms. Lori. You're good na, Archie?
Panood ko lang last na. So, in terms of plot, may konting similarity doon sa Schindler's List ito?
It tackled the same, parang horror. But ang movie namin, ever since we pitched it, it's lighthearted. It's supposed to uplift. Kaya nga pang pamilya pang millennial. Kasi ang mensahe nito is for us to come together as humanity. Hindi to pro-Jew. This is for us to come together as human beings. Parang saklolohan mo yung nangangailangan kasi anak din ng Diyos yan. Basically yun yung we did not make the movie for any political agenda. We did not favor the Americans. We did not say bad things about the Germans. We just presented things in a sort of may scenario lang siya. Para bang ang peg namin dito ala Casablanca eh. Na alam mo yung nangyayari sa mundo magulo, nagpapatayan sila. Pero we're in this microcosm na it's a beautiful country. The Philippines is such a beautiful country. And yet there are horrors happening. And so, yun yung scenario namin eh. Na the world is still beautiful. And we have to move forward. We have to move forward as humanity. So gusto namin ma-uplift yung pananaw ng mga tao pag napanood nila to, hindi lang ng mga Pilipino. But at the same time, hangaan ang mga Filipinos for being, having a grand and good heart.
Thank you.
Wow, nice.
If I could add something to that, the difference between Schindler's List and Quezon's Game. Schindler's List studies the horror of war. And when you leave the theater, you feel broken about humanity. You feel broken.
But after watching this on the
But
29th,
Quezon's Game is about the warmth and culture and humanity of the Filipino people. And when you watch this, you feel proud and warm about humanity. So there's really a very large difference. The only similarity between them is they're both based around the Holocaust.
Thank you and good luck po.